Waiting on YouTube. All right, here we go. Hello, guys. Welcome to Karma on Deck. This is your weekly reading for the sign of Gemini for January 16th. Let's begin and see what kind of energy is coming up for you, dear Gemini. Vanessa, this is for you. My Moxie, my best friend on the planet. Hopefully she's listening. All right, let's get started for Gemini. Hi, Nicole. What's up? All right, so I have the Three of Coins here. A little bit of stress. We've got the Judgment card where it feels like stress. So if you look at this card right here, this is Judgment. This is where we pay consequences. This is where we begin to feel as if like the world's against us and there's a lot of deadlines and pressure and things on our plate and expectations. It's a heavy energy. But we do have the Three of Cups, which tells me Gemini is spending a lot of time with family. And then I'm also seeing the Seven of Cups, which is, finding yourself. So along with all of this stuff that's going on, you have this sensation of like spending time by yourself. Hello, Cosmo. Spending time by yourself, spending time with family. So whatever's going on with you right now, we do have this card that tells us that you're spending time with family, keeping your circle small. And then you also have this self-fulfillment, this card right here that has to do with like finding your center. And even though things are stressful right now, you have this center where you're feeling as if you're finding yourself a little bit more or finding the things that you like. If you look here, we have the Three of Coins, and this card right here is about looking for money. And if you see at the top here, this guy's laboring and working, and at the top there's money. So he's looking for ways to bring money into the household. We have the Empress, the Fate card, Six of Wands, and the Nine of Swords. Interesting. So this is a very positive outlook because we have the Empress, which is protection, leadership, like nurturing new things, nurturing things in general. We also have the Wheel of Fortune, which indicates timing. So I would have to suggest that this tension that's coming up that you've created in your head about expectations for providing money is I'm seeing the Empress, which is leadership, protecting what you have. We have the Wheel of Fortune, and then we have some money coming, which tells us that timing, like there's some timing involved with some things you haven't received answers to yet. We have this Nine of Swords, which is like, if you look, there's a mist between this this card right here where this gentleman is behind my little dragon is behind the sword. So he's like looking out a window, or he doesn't feel like he's being heard. And so what that tells me is, that all of this success is coming your way. You know that some things are about to brew for you, but it doesn't feel like you're getting any answers or hearing anything back, and you're confused at how things are going to move forward. I do see that you have this Two of Wands, which is feeling like you're stuck in the middle of two different paths. And what I mean by that is the Two of Wands isn't our card for indecision. This is the card for like, so Two of Swords is more like indecision, where you've got this split decision, and it's six of one, half dozen of the other, where you're not quite sure you can manage with one or the other. You're just picking the lesser of two evils. But this one right here, this Two of Wands, is two separate paths. It's like, do I go to LA or do I go to New York City for the big adventure, right? It's like two opposite different directions. And I feel like you have this conflicted energy going on with what your choices are coming up. I do pick up that Gemini is extremely busy though. So this card means, stacks of shit to do, like all the things. And it's not quite overwhelmed, but it can feel like a batting cage. You're not going to get whacked with a ball. But if you look here, sir, here's the puzzle. Like the money that I do have, where am I going to put it? So I do see that Gemini walked away from some certain situations recently. Hi, Ivy. Oh, Ivy's saying her ex is a Gemini. Oh, shit. So, well, I will say for you, though, is you have managed to walk away from some things that didn't serve you. You have here the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is our card for, like, you've heard me say this before, behind her is like a dead tree, and it's like, okay, this isn't working. I'm going to have to speak to this. In my Mystic Dreamer deck, that same card, we have the woman leaning on the sword with that look, right? And so it's like, I also call that one my bitch card, right? Where we all know when we're being a bitch. So it doesn't matter, right? Sometimes people aren't listening. And so we have to be like snappy and harsh. It's like, I said no, or whatever that is. And so this Queen of Swords card right here is the one that tells us we're walking away from something that isn't serving us. We're walking away from something that isn't growing, okay? I'm also seeing the Page of Wands, which might be some information or education that you're doing. This might be an online course or an education model. Hi, Heidi. Where it's like you have the Page of Wands. So that's for those of you that are taking like an astrology class or, oh, a tarot class like mine tomorrow. But the Page of Wands can also mean something that is, you know, where you're taking an online course or maybe some upgraded continuing education for work or school or for your own ediment. So we have this card right here. So this tells me that you have this idea for education, this idea for being able to learn something new and acquire some skill sets that are useful to you. Let me look at this again, see if there's anything I missed. Aside from the fact that you're pulling around trying to see if there's other more creative ways to bring money into your household, this is a really good energy. I will say this though for you too. So Nicole's saying I just signed up for online courses yesterday. Ta-da! All right, so the one thing I do want to highlight for you though is that things are all in due time, and I really hate. One of the things that I strive to do as a psychic is not to give or offer platitudes because, you know, hi, how are you? Fine, thank you. Like nobody needs that shit, right? So what we have here is I want to remind you that even though it feels tense and you don't feel like you've heard back, for some of you this is about a job opportunity where you feel like you haven't heard anything or they're not communicating with you, okay? So if you're looking for this job, if we're going to put it into that category, if you look at this, we have the Empress, okay, in time. And then we have here Victory. But you're not going to hear anything right away. And I see that you're taking it hard. So the Three of Swords is our card for miscommunication. It's all like a miscommunication. Things are going to pop for you based on this card right here, which is Victory. This is money coming your way. So I want you to breathe a little bit and not stress, because it's not beneficial to you to stay in this stressful attitude. This is 10 times worse than anxiety. This card is like my anxiety card, 8 of Wands on crack. So you're stressing yourself the fuck out. Cut it out. Cut it out and focus on what's coming. I mean, and be grateful. Gratitude really is the answer. I've learned that recently. I've added prayer to my 5 things I do today regimen. I've been talking about the challenge, Vanessa, and I do 5 little things that will improve the quality of your life. We've added them. And if you screw up, you got to start over. 75 days of 5 things. Mine's happen. Mine's. Sound like a 5-year-old. Mine sounds like my vitamins, my protein shake, my yoga, drinking more water, and doing my face regimen. But I added one more to that. I added prayer. Because each one of these little tiny things takes 2 seconds. Like throwing stuff on my face that I'm washing anyway is taking me no more time than normal. However, what kind of improvement would it make if I consistently did it? What kind of improvement would it have in my life to come from prayer and gratitude every day? What kind of quality of life would I have if I did my yoga every day? So prayer, yeah, come from gratitude, Gemini. And Cosmo's on there talking shit. Let's do your Gemini moon reading with the Mystic Dreamer deck, because this is your Gemini moon. Me and my little, I don't want to say Maleficent, but it's not a zoo, like Maleficent, my little animals. All right, so we're going to do your Gemini moon. For those of you that are Gemini moon, this is for you. The rest of you can listen too, because this is going to affect you. This is how you're thinking and feeling. We do have the 9 of Wands. So the 9 of Wands is the thing that popped up first. And for us, that is fatigue. So I'm seeing like you're just tired. And you have the Justice card, which means court or some kind of legal documents or paperwork or possibly even something that has to do with mediation. Some of us, that's divorce. So it doesn't look like divorce because it's not in that chaotic kind of energy surrounding it. But I do see that Gemini's losing sleep over things, spending some time like either job searching on the computer, you know, wasting time social media, stalking and browsing and whatever. But I do see some online or, you know, computer work. I'm seeing, the reason why I say that you're stressing too much about this is here's some more evidence of this. So this is the 9 of Swords. So the 9 of Swords looks like a woman laying up in bed thinking of all the things that can cut her tomorrow. Look at it. Just look at it. Look at it. So this card right here is insomnia and stress. This is our fatigue. Okay, just so sick and tired. That's like literally those 2 cards together, sick and tired. I will tell you that Gemini is very full of emotion lately. We've got the Queen of Cups, which is emotion and expression and feeling deeply. So you might find yourself having some really rocky emotions, and they don't necessarily need to be out of control because they don't look like they're chaotic, but it just feels like the depth of these emotions and these ideas that you have are just kind of killing you. Can't hear past the bird. Sorry, you guys didn't need to see my butt. Anyways, so ultimately we do have the Two of Swords for you. Secretly, Gemini is really thinking about, you know, if I don't do something, what's going to happen? So this is you again, watching and waiting. It's a little different than the other one we had, which was like the 5 or 6 of Swords. But if you look here, she's watching. So she's standing on a cliff and she's overlooking the ocean. And here comes nothing. She's looking for ships. She's looking for weather. She's looking to see what's changing. She's keeping her eye on the pulse of things. And that's great to do. Maybe that's the research that I see you doing with the Three of Pentacles. And ultimately, I do pick up that this might be a new job for you, Gemini, because we look here with the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is someone that's starting something new. You have a lot of new beginnings coming from you, and ultimately this little period for you is strength building. Growth is strength building. So we have strength. So you're having to pull on your resources and your past experience right now. I will say, though, that Gemini is having a very hard time. Image is very important to you. What we have here is the Queen of Wands. So ultimately, Gemini doesn't want anybody to know their business right now. You're just kind of like, I'm not letting anybody know what's going on. I'm going to keep things close to the chest, and I'm going to maintain this perfect image and fake it till I make it kind of thing. Gemini is really concerned about how things look. 1111. Let's take a look at our Divination of the Ancients and see what your card is for the week to wrap this up. And then I will be coming back on here, and I think I'm going to do Cancer right after this. So if you know anybody that's Cancer, that'll be next. And then tomorrow, Leo and Virgo. All right, so here's your reading. Your last card for the reading. Please book your one-on-one, karmaondeck.com. The Tarot 101 class starts tomorrow. If you still want in on that, or if you can't pay for it right away, there are payment, there's payment options built into the website, so you don't have to pay it all up front. If you want to join the first class and work something out later, I got you. So please hit me up. I want you to have these tools to play with them, so I don't want money to be any reason why nobody jumps in on the class, because it is going to be a lot of fun, and I think you'll enjoy it. So here's your card, Authenticity. So I love this card. So it's handwriting. So no two signatures are alike. No two persons' handwriting is alike. And we do have this ability to notice people's differences through their handwriting. So this card is specifically talking about what it's like to be authentic. And so it encourages you to exhibit that authenticity and be vulnerable and be yourself. So of all the things that we try to do, we try to look better or lose weight or have the career or the job or the house. We have these things that we're trying to put into play. Yet the most important thing that we can do in any expression is to be ourselves. And it's probably the most courageous thing I have ever done personally. And so I highly recommend it. Coming to appreciate yourself and knowing that, there's none other like me, and to just be the quirky little weirdo that I am and learn to live with it. But authenticity, people love, I was just talking about platitudes a minute ago. People love authenticity. At first, moving back to St. George, I thought I would be a little too much for this community, but I did tone it down a little bit. I'm not as filthy in the mouth as I used to be. However, I was nervous about how I would be received. It's a very LDS community, and I know that they just came out with some little edict about not going to people like me for energy work, and it's tainted. So, however, I've been so well received, and it has just encouraged me to continue to just do what I'm doing, and it's been successful and beautiful. So be yourself. If that's green hair, be green hair. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. I will catch you on the flip side, and I'll see you in about 5 minutes for